What's going on? It's BF and Kruma, exposing minds to truth, live and direct with y'all right here. Tonight I wanted to get on here and kind of go deeper into what I was talking about in my last video of I hope Trump brings back Jim Crow. A lot of folks who understood where I was going. Then I got a lot of backlash from people who I feel like just didn't get it. It's like you're not understand where I'm trying to take you. You're not following me. I'm picking it down and you're not picking it up. I'm putting it down and you're not picking it up. You're not really getting it. So understand me, especially those who are watching this video because it was shared. Those who haven't followed me for a long time and really don't know anything about me. Everything I deal with, right? My videos, my positions, the points that I'm making, everything is always from a macro psychological point of view. So I'm trying to see how something affects the whole, right? How it affects our mindset. From affecting our mindset, how it then affects our behaviors, our actions, and then if we can look in history to see where something analogous happened, right? And we can see how this played out before, if it benefited us or if it did not benefit us. And then when we're staring ourselves in the mirror in a situation that is similar or just like something from the past, and we saw how it worked out in the past, whether for our benefit or for our detriment, and then we assess things right now. So most of the times I'm going to be talking about something that's parallel to something that we dealt with in the past that was detrimental to us, so we can see how we are repeating ourselves. History is repeating ourselves over and over again, but we get so programmed to believe one way, we get so programmed to think one way, and we just get so stubborn in our thinking. It's just like we just want to continually keep doing the same things over and over again, but then we also are complaining about stuff that's going on. And then when people such as myself bring a solution, and dig this, my solution could be wrong, but I'm bringing them. If you don't have a solution, then maybe you should just listen to somebody else. Don't be that person who the first thing you do when you hear a solution is tell somebody how it's not going to work. All of you that's on here right now, please make sure you share. Make sure you like this page. Make sure you send some comments and let me know what's going on in your mind as we're discussing this. So right now, the title of this one is The Problem with an Integration Mindset. So, my thing is always the whys are more important than the whats. Everything is psychological, with me. So it's not so much what you do, it's why you do it, what made you think it was okay to do it, and then how it impacted you. That's my world. That's where I live at. I'm never just talking about a topic in a vacuum about how it affected us today. No, we got to connect things with all the history. So the mindset. The problem with an integration mindset. So when I talked about hoping that Trump brought back a Jim Crow, folks brought up the most negative things that they could. But to me, the biggest problem was their mindset. Folks black people really could not see us doing for self. That's what it all boiled down to. That's what that integration mindset all boils down to, is we don't feel like we can do any and everything that we need for ourselves by ourselves. Had a conversation with some elders one day because that's one of the things I do. I'm intentional about sitting down with elders, learning the history, learning what they've been through, just hearing everything that I can. And as much as I learn, I also, try to interject a little bit, not a lot, because again, I respect my elders. But I'm having a conversation one day, and the whole integration thing comes up, and I'm like, I don't think it was good for us to fight for integration. And so one of the elders said to me, well, what would you have done if you were traveling from the south to the north, but all the bathrooms were white only, and you had to go to the bathroom? Wouldn't you want to fight so you can go to the bathroom? And so by this point in the conversation, I knew it was going left, so I just let her have her way. But this is what my thought in my head was. What did the white people do before they built the white-only bathrooms? Now, understand, I know white folks use black people as slaves to to build most of the stuff that they have. I am not denying any of that. Now, my thing is, no matter what means they use to build it, they built it. Whether it be by slavery, by their own hands, whatever it is, they had to have a vision to build. So there was a time, not only was there no colored bathrooms on the way from the south to the north, but there were no white-only bathrooms. There were no bathrooms. Folk had to go to the bathroom in the woods. And they had to have vision to say, we have to build bathrooms. And this is a very just simple analogy just with bathrooms. We like to travel, and we are human, so we got to go to the bathroom when we're on an 8, 9, 10, 11-hour shoot. Back then, it probably was like 15-hour rides. I know the roads wasn't as straight as they are today. Didn't have all the extensions, but that's a whole another conversation. We need bathrooms. We got to build them. They build them by whatever means. Us, this is where we find ourselves at, with the integration mindset. Because either you're going to build or you're going to beg. So only two things. I want to keep talking about demanding, forcing. Anytime you want somebody else to do something for you, you're begging. So either you're going to have a building mindset or you're going to have a begging mindset. And when you have that integration mindset, that's the mindset of begging. That's the mindset saying, I don't want to take the time to build what I need, so I'm begging you to allow me to use what you have. This is the issue. We don't want to stop and take the time to actually build. Again, I know white folk built stuff through slavery, but they took a barren country, used whatever means that they had, including human beings, and they built the America that we see today. Why can't we have that kind of vision? Why does our vision have to be, well, I want to eat in your establishment. I want your white Fortune 500 company to hire me. I want your banks to give me loans. I want to live in your neighborhood. Why does everything have to be us trying to get from them as opposed to us stopping and saying, listen, we've been in this country a long time. We've been through a lot in this country. These folks ain't never really cared for us. In fact, these folks hated us so much they enslaved us, they raped us, they murdered us, they killed our babies, they destroyed our towns. These folks ain't got no love for us. Let's just do everything on our own. Because history has shown us they're not going to do nothing to help us. In fact, they're going to do everything to hurt us. So why would we continually beg the people that hurt us to help us? This is the mindset that I'm talking about. It's not that I was condoning Jim Crow. That wasn't the point of it. It's not that I'm saying that life was peaches and cream during Jim Crow. That's not what I was saying. All I'm saying is let's have the mind to build whatever we want. We have the genius. We have the tenacity. We have the capability. The one thing we're lacking is that mindset. Collectively, we're lacking that vision where we can say, listen, for the next 5 years, all we're going to do is build. We don't want no sacrifice. We don't want to take a step back for the comeback. We don't want to take some time to get, our minds off of all the glittery things that America. No, we are a people cursed for shiny things. A people cursed for shiny things. We don't want to give the Benz, the Rolex, the Chanel, the Gucci. We don't want to just give that up for some time. All white stuff anyway, but that's a whole nother story. But we don't want to say, all right, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna go back to the land. Right? We're gonna plant our own fruits and vegetables so that we can eat healthily. We're not eating no GMOs. We're going to go back to building up our own homes and our own towns and having our own communities and our own moral and ethical codes. That way they can't come in with some LGBT agenda, or they can't come in because now they're pushing the pedophile agenda. They can't come in and tell us what's okay. We're building our own schools, whether they homeschools. They don't got to be big 4 or 5 story schools. But you got to have a vision to build. All of our complaints We have the power to fix it. I don't even get mad at white folk for racism no more. I get mad that we ain't racist. Because racism has nothing to do with hate. Prejudice does. Racism is about making sure you put your race first. And that you make sure your race has everything that your race needs in order to survive and to thrive. White folk ain't the only ones that's racist. The Asians is racist too. And I'm not talking about hating black people. I'm talking about the Chinese want China on top. The Japanese want Japan on top. The Vietnamese want Vietnam on top. Oh, that's what I'm saying. When I talk about racism, y'all got this thing on. Y'all think racism is somebody calling you nigga. Some poor white man calling you nigga ain't got nothing to do with racism. Ain't got nothing to do with racism. Racism is controlling the banks and then not giving you loans to buy homes in certain areas. That's racism. Ain't got nothing to do with that poor white man that done called you nigga. Got a damn thing to do with. He prejudiced. He's a bigot. Or she, Karen, Ken. Ain't got nothing to do with racism. You got to understand racism. One of the Powernomics. Got to read it. By Dr. Claude Anderson. Got to read it. To really understand what's going on. Racism is a competitive competition between races. We the only ones ain't in it. I don't care white folks be racist. Can we start being racist? Can we start having a racist mindset where we want to make sure everything we do benefits our race? Meaning we don't mind sacrificing a little, but so for the furtherance of our race. Meaning we only gonna spend our money with our people. Meaning we only want to live with our people. Meaning we only want to learn from our people. Meaning we only want to go to hospitals with. Listen, you know how many black women are dying because these white doctors ain't taking care of them? Serena Williams almost died. Famous athlete. So they in their mind still, you know, the black woman don't feel pain. That's the old original gynecologist, all racist ass dudes that was creating all of these systems and everything. Black women don't feel no pain. Serena trying to tell them, no, something wrong with my body, something wrong. Nah, you cool, you cool, you cool. She had to force them to check her out, and then they found out if they would have waited another day, she would have died. We got as much as black men are dying at the hands of police, black women are dying at the hands of hospitals during childbirth, and we ain't even talking about it. We not understanding it. And if you were going to your people, it wouldn't be happening. This is the mindset that I'm talking about. This is the mindset that I'm talking about. That integration mind is just, I want to be a part of what you have. Who does that ever work out for? I know y'all have been in middle school and high school, a kid that's trying to beg to be a part of somebody else's group, they going to treat them like some kind of flunky. Never going to treat them right. They never really going to be a part. They're going to let you come in and make you do all the dumb stuff. Have you on missions. That's what we do. Keep talking about we want a seat at the table. What do a seat at the table get you? I got to sit at my mom's table every night for dinner. And I couldn't tell her what we was going to eat. Just because I had a seat at the table doesn't mean I have no authority to govern what goes on at this table. And as much as we want that seat at the table, and sometimes we get a little close to the table. We had a president, black president. He got a seat at the table, but what could he do? What could he really do? Nothing. As Malcolm said, and we got to take this and use this everywhere. He said the right to sit at the front or back of somebody else's bus is not equality. Equality is having your own bus system. And that translates to everything. The right to sit at somebody else's table doesn't give you equality. Having your own table gives you equality. The right to be a part of somebody else's government and political system is not equality. Equality is having your own government and political system. We don't even think what equality equal means. We have all things equal. How does integrating and being a part of someone else's stuff become equal? It's not equal. We're not equal until they got a white president, we got a black president. They got a white military, we got a black military. They got a white economic system, we got a black economic system. They got white hospitals, we got black hospitals. They got white communities, we got black communities. That's equal. And this is not about being prejudiced. So I'm not trying to get you to hate white people. Ain't got nothing to do with it. Because when I talk racism, I ain't talking about hate or prejudice. I don't think the most staunch racists actually hate black people. I don't think they hate us. I think the poor white folks at the bottom hate us more than the wealthy ones. Wealthy ones love us. They know, they see us. They know we're superior. So it's not about hate. It's about putting your race first. And so that's the question we're going to have to wrestle with. Do we want to put our race first? Do we want to put our race first? What mindset do you have? Are you building or are you begging? Integration, begging. Nationalism, building. That's it. Listen to Garvey. Philosophies, opinions of Garvey. Garvey got all of his stuff laid out. We could look at Dr. Amos Wilson's book, The Blueprint for Black Power. If you're Christian, you could look at Reverend Albert Clay's book, Black Christian Nationalism. It's plans laid out everywhere, but they all start with one ideology: race first. It's not rocket science. It's not that big. It's just about making sure your race has everything and doing everything that you have to do to make sure your race has everything. Because dig it, if black people have everything that black people need, then black communities have everything that black communities need. And if black communities have everything that they need, then black people have everything that they need. But instead of us operating like that, we keep wanting to be a part of somebody else's stuff. And as long as you are a part of somebody else's stuff, they can treat you how they want because it's theirs. I've been young. The person that come out with the basketball, you call a call against them. Oh, I'm taking my ball in the house. All right, never mind, man. Go ahead. It's your ball. It's your ball. So now I can't even play the way I really want to play because I know you're going to take your ball because it's yours. That's what they do. Allegorically take their ball whenever they want. They move the goalposts whenever they want. Every time because we're begging instead of building. So when I was talking about hoping Jim Crow comes back, I'm not condoning Jim Crow. I'm not saying that everything was sweet under Jim Crow. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is, if segregation was brought back, and I know it won't because white folks are not, listen, these wealthy folks are not going to make us be separate and not be able to spend our money with them. That ain't happening. So everybody who are so scared talking about if Trump put somebody Republican on the Supreme Court that they're going to bring Jim Crow back, trust and believe. They not going to do it because if we are forced to separate, we are going to build great stuff and they don't want to happen. So it ain't going to happen. But let's just play around and say it did. What would be the problem with that? If we were forced to be in our own communities and do for ourselves. See, that thought is only a problem if you don't think black people are capable of building. It's the only reason somebody would have an issue with that, afraid that we can't do it. But I know we can do it, black. We are great people. We just got to start believing in ourselves. We just got to start believing in ourselves. So the problem with the integration mindset is that it forces us to be beggars. But the power in the nationalist mindset is it forces us to be builders. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all all share this video. Tag some folk that need to hear this message. Make sure you click the link that is in the caption. Check out everything that's on my website, bfandkrumah.com. Check out all the books. Check out all the apparel. We're promoting legitness. No more gangster stuff. Make sure you check everything out that's on the site, man. And remember, as always, man, I love y'all. Love all black people.